All right, Thursday morning. Going to throw this comment on there. Popped off this primary. I got the belt off. It's getting a lot of chop going on there. All right, hopefully this goes pretty quick. Stand by. All right, got the new, not new primary, but the one off the free air installed. It's a lot better condition. It's not all pitted out on the shaft. Yeah, check it real quick. Anyhow, you get the idea. It's sitting at 26. Well, yeah, got to make a mental note to retorque that after I run it and get it warm. Can't remember if I did it in the last one or not, or if I even mentioned it. But yeah, torque it is 55 or 55, 54 foot-pounds. Gonna retorque it after I run it for a little bit. I'm gonna do something different with the fuel lines here, and yeah, I'm gonna check compression cold just for the hell of it. After running it, just curious to see what it sits at. All right, gonna give the compression check another try here after running it. Also, the switch has kind of gotten funny on me. The headlight switch has been pretty much, you know, out to lunch. But yeah, the ignition switch seemed like it was working properly, and then all of a sudden it's not working at all. Same goes for the key. I'll turn the key back on, even though I don't think it's working. So yeah, electrical gremlins. Let's see here. I'm going to turn off the lights on this side just to see if I can catch a glimpse of spark while I'm pulling on this thing. Yeah, I guess I got to figure out how to hold the throttle open, and well, I'll pull on it and turn the camera back on here. I got to hold the throttle open here. The filter's on. I can't jam nothing in there in the carb. Well, oh, got the camera backwards, I think. What's going on? Anyhow, yeah, 120. I'm liking that. I wasn't seeing any spark. Yeah, that's in the spark position. Stand by. All right, there's the PTO side. It's just a skosh under 120. I'm digging that. That's looking up. I had turned the lights off, and I'm basically getting spark any position this switch on the handlebars at. I'm gonna. It's hard for me to see. My eyes aren't the greatest. I'm gonna pop this gauge out. Excuse me. A little tickle in the throat. Might be coming down with the wife had. But yeah. You know, they're real close numbers. 120. It's a lot better than what. Oh, I checked it before running. That was, I want to say 95, maybe 100. But after running it, maybe the little oil in there, rings got happy. Hard to say. I know I got the cylinders mixed up on assembly. I'm pretty sure I put the pistons in the right spot. I didn't put rings in them or nothing. I just took it apart. There was a lot of debris from shipping. The box was beat up. There was a rat's nest inside this your shroud for your fan cooling was packed with all kinds of garbage. It was a mouse house in there. It managed. It was in the exhaust. It was in the engine, kind of, you know, some debris. The rags he had stuffed in there when he shipped it had fallen out, and all the mouse crap and garbage had worked its way into the engine. So I didn't want to do a compression check or even pull the rope over or anything. So I took it apart and cleaned it. So I dismantled the engine. You know, new gasket kit with new crank seals. So it's pretty much just a disassembly, clean, inspect. Everything seemed good. So yeah, one of them, you know, $30-$40 gasket eBay gasket crank seal kits off eBay, and yeah, happy with those numbers. Those are decent, not bad. I'm gonna turn the lights off and give this rope a few pulls. I'm gonna try the switch. see the position I got that thing. Get the spark. Turn the ignition switch off. The key switch. Still the same scenario. So yeah, I'm going to I think I'm going to hot wire a, excuse me, I'm going to put a toggle switch in. I'm going to take that choke out, the ignition out. I'm taking a headlight toggle switch and just a kill switch down there. This car's got a choke on the top. And yeah. Kind of hack, but you know, this is what you call a real budget build here. $200. I think I paid $200 for the engine with everything, and came with the new clutch and all that. Even though I didn't use that, didn't use the carb. You know, came with all the electronics, the digitals and whatnot, the shroud, fan shroud. It's kind of hard to find a engine in the junkyards around here still of this vintage. They're mostly all gone, and people want a lot of money for a 500 free air, which this originally had, and I'm not didn't want to go down that avenue. Fan air will work, even though it's a lot less ponies, it'll work a lot better for rugrats running around the yard, you know. They burn free air right up. But yeah, I managed breaking one of these temp things, even though I probably won't need it. One of those broke off. That's for the free air setup. I'm going to look at some wiring diagrams. I'm going to run it real quick. Put that fuel shut off there. Still need to add a fuel filter there. I'll probably do that when I change that fitting on the tank. But yeah, I'm going to quit jabbing, put the spark plugs in and get it running, and retorque this clutch. That. All right, here we are. It's running, but idles all over the place. And it would rev up yesterday decently with the other clutch on there. I could clear it out or whatnot. If I hit throttle with this thing, it's kind of falling on its face. Don't think that's clutch related. Could be, but doubtful. I think I'm going to try this other. I mean, as soon as I touch the carb, it wants to. As soon as I touch the throttle, it wants to die. I think I'm going to try one of the original VM32s on here and pull off this Chinese thing, just for the hell of it. I was going to swap out the main and keep fiddling with it, but yeah, I think we'll try one of the original ones in here just for shits and grins before I go pulling the clutch off. I could get it to come up a little bit, But yeah, it's acting. It's all over the place at idle with this carburetor. So yeah, I need to get that. I got to get the carb fine tuned, or try one of the original ones just for shits and grins, see what happens. That's where I'm at for now. I'm gonna take a lunch. All right, Friday morning, back on the El Tigre. Messing around with this and got an old oil tank set up for a gravity feed tank. I got a gauge there, see what fuel pressure is. I ran it with the eBay carb earlier. It was like 4.5 pounds or something. They got carbs giving me issues, either that or the clutch I put on, or a combination of both. But yeah, going to take it back outside. Tired of smoking out the garage. I'm going to run it out there and see how it goes. All right, Saturday afternoon. Kind of playing the belt game. Got a belt on there from the Exciter out back. Got 2 belts that originally came from this, a ZRT belt, which is way too big over there. Yeah, a little more reading to do on that. Pretty sure I got it. Good idea what I got to run. Might try the one that's on the Exciter out back, take that one off. This one's a little worn, just kind of curious the difference between a new and a worn. It'd be pretty close, but yeah, I'm gonna try the fuel pump here, a single outlet. That fuel tank, that fitting was giving me some problems. It was that super glue didn't hold up. Go figure. I got a fitting coming, but right now I'm just gonna play with this fuel pump setup. It's got it temporarily right there, seeing if it was going to leak. It was leaking last night, so I threw some hose clamps on it. Those little compression clamps weren't cutting it. But I'm going to roll it out, get it fired up, and just get a video of it running here. Not sure if I'm going to go back to the eBay carburetor yet or not. Kind of want to get my fuel delivery figured out. The whole pump situation, see how this fuel pump works out. Then probably go back to the eBay carb. If that thing gives me hell again, I'm just going to stick with one of these original ones. All right, time to roll it out. Oh yeah, last night I also put a toggle switch on there. That key switch was no good. And this rocker switch is acting up. There was a guy on eBay that had both handlebar switches for $50. Not eBay, my bad, Facebook Marketplace, and they sold pretty quick at the time. My ignition switch is working okay, but this thing landed up with some toggle switches on it for the headlight, and obviously you already got one down there for the ignition. I do got the original choke cable hooked up. That has me, kind of leaning towards maybe just stick with one of these older carbs and try to adapt that newer filter I got, because that filter came off one of my bike projects I got. Worst case scenario, order another filter for the bike. But anyways, enough gabbing. We're rolling this thing out. This thing will sit there and idle pretty good with this carb. Yesterday was running really good with this carb. Acting up a little bit, coming off idle. I don't want to dial this carb in, like get this thing dialed in, so I'm going to run the other one, the cheap one, give it a shot with that. If I have to, I'll circle back to this one, but I'm going to swap out the carb. And cause I got fuel deliveries working a lot better now. I think that cracked fitting was giving me fits, sucking air or something, drawing air. I don't have a bunch of air bubbles like I had before. Yeah, I got the pump mounted down where I wanted it. You can see earlier I was running it, it's like 4.5 pounds or something. I also threw the belt guard back on with that other clutch. And the way the engine was with the original engine plate to this engine, and the way it was situated, the belt guard did rub. Seems like I got good clearance now that I got the original engine plate to this sled matched up to this engine. So I threw the guard on it next time I run it. No, I'm sure it'll be all right. But yeah, I'm going to play the carb game now, and also need to, I think I'm going to order the same belt that's on my exciter, Parts Unlimited part number 1. I can look that up, check dimensions, compare it to what I got, what I think I need. But I think that's what I'm going to do. So if anything, I would have a good spare for that one, a new spare, because this one was the spare that I got on here now. That'd be great. They could share the same belt. That'd be cool. So I'm going to order up one of those after I do a little research. But yeah, right now, carburetor game. All right, morning, Sunday morning here. Out here in the garage. Back on the El Tigre. Got a few parts on order last night. Show you what I got going on. All right, the jet game. Oh, I shouldn't say jet game, the needle game. Ordered a new needle up. For some reason my notes I had written 6DH4 was original, but I looked again, it's a 6DH3, which is good because that's what I got ordered. Bidding on a belt. 2 hours left on the belt. It's like a same belt that's on the Exciter Outback, the 440, 79. It's a Parts Unlimited belt. Can't remember the exact number, but same belt. See what happens here in a couple hours if I win the bid or not. If not, there's I can get another Parts Unlimited one. Obviously the same part number. I can go with the Dayco HPX 5000. Either one of those belts is what I'm after. I'm thinking about throwing this needle in, the real crappy one I got. It's a 6DH, I think it's it's a 3. Yeah, that's right, it's a 3. It's getting the 3s and the 4s mixed up. I might play at the needle height I got on this one. Just for shits and grins. It's definitely eating fuel like crazy. I'm not sure what that needle is that's in there. Like I said, it doesn't have any, can't remember what identifications were on it, but it's not a McCuney. Letters or numbering. But on a positive note, got the parts on order. That nipple for the fuel tank should be here. Bonus. Starting to get some more of this stuff coming. It's snowing today. So hopefully get a good base here this week or something. It all went away. But yeah, that thing gobbled up quite a bit of fuel once I threw that carb back on there. It's eating gas like crazy. But yeah, it was nursing fuel with this original free air McCuney on there, the 32. It had a little stumble to it. I could have dialed that in. Kind of won't use those on a bike project, but I could always eventually use one of them if I can't get this thing, if I can't get any luck with this. Which I'd need a new needle anyways with one of those. I also ordered a Pilot Jet kit too. I think it's like 17 up to like 38 or something, which I already have a 22.5 in that carb. And the eBay carb came with a really What pilot did it come with? I'm not too sure now. Looking at these notes. Anyhow, enough yakking. I'm going to play with that needle height. First, I'm going to change my clothes, get some wrenching clothes on, and change that needle height, pull it out, see how it does. Maybe I'll throw in this old needle too. Find out. Just curiosity. All right, I raised that clip to the top on that needle. That eBay carb needle says 34 on it. Maybe it's between a 3 and a 4. I really don't know what that identifier is. I guess I could Google that. But anyhow, I've ordered, like I said earlier, 60H3. Yeah, even when I was messing with that changing the clip height, that clip is like, you know, I didn't want a seat, and I tried to give it a little pinch, and it just mangled like Play-Doh. Hard to say with some of those eBay carbs. Even I ordered I put a newer key-in air striker on my CR500 and got it through, I can't remember who, but it came with the JD jetting kit, and the needles were painted. Like a blue one was supposed to be this and a red one was supposed to be that. I ended up ordering true key-in needles from Moto Frank on eBay. They're in the Netherlands. I actually had to use the needle out of my original carb to kind of figure out where I wanted to be at with that. But yeah, I ordered pilots from Moto Frank. I can't get anything in the dealers really around here anymore. You go in there and it's a joke. They just want to sell you a $50,000 golf cart. They don't have shit for parts. Yeah, to even keep anything going really. So I'll order this, order that, and they complain about, there used to be a junkyard down the road, kind of a rant, I guess. There used to be a snowmobile junkyard down the road from me. He said the internet ruined his business. Yeah, he just never adapted. It's got me thinking too, it'd have been nice if that was still around. I know he's still got stuff in his pole barns, but he called me and says, come out and look, which I may think about that. If this carb doesn't work out, it might not be a bad idea to find a used VM34 to put on here instead of this eBay one. But I think with I got a proper needle coming. I got a pilot kit coming. Yeah, it's going to be China type stuff, but the needle is a true Mikuni needle. It's coming, so that'll be good. A good starting point. I'll pull the main out. I'll do a proper tune. Start at the bottom and work my way up. Kind of just been playing with this thing, and it's without knowing what that needle is in there. Who's to say? I'd like to get a genuine Mikuni part in there, and start with a known part, know what it is. I could have tuned, like I said earlier, could have tuned 32s here, but I'm holding off on those for another project. But yeah, I'm kind of at a point on this weekend with this thing. Yeah, this plugs got soaked out when I was running it with the, it's definitely still got a big pilot in there. Could be a big main too, because I never pulled it out. Start at the bottom. But yeah, I was thinking, if this carb works out, I'm gonna do a delete on the choke here. And I'm gonna do a primer. I had a 83 Skidoo Blizzard, the 9700, that 500 liquid. It had manual chokes like this lever here, but also a primer. I had a JS 550 jet ski, had a primer. I kind of like how it's nice to have a primer, so I think I might throw a primer in there if I get this carb working good. For now, I'm just waiting on the fitting for the tank, a belt, the needle, and the pilot kit. So I'm gonna do some cosmetic stuff this week. Stitch up the trunk there, get the hood dialed in, see if the headlight works. The windshield's got a crack. But yeah, it's gonna be some cosmetic stuff till those parts roll in. Yeah, heated grips are working, so I don't gotta mess with that. I was kind of surprised they worked. But yeah, probably play with the headlight and the hood. Hopefully that bulkhead fitting shows up for the fuel tank, and get the fuel tank back in there. And I ordered that last week. Just ordered the carburetor parts today. And yeah, I won that belt on eBay. Got it for 15 bucks. Can't beat that. That's way back prices there. You need a time machine to get prices like that. think the shipping was a little under $25 with shipping. But yeah, that's where I'm going with this. Leave this at right here for cosmetics and whatnot. And I'm gonna work my way over to that bike. I want to get that engine put up in there. At least get it between the frame there and see where that's at. Cause next thing you know, it'll be spring and summer before you know it. But yeah, we got some snow here, so hopefully get all those parts this week. Do some cosmetic stuff, and full steam ahead on tune the carb and get back into once the carb's tuning, get back into the clutching. But yeah, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. Have a good week. Later.